From Bayou Barbie to one of the most talked about names in the WNBA, Angel Reese's journey has been nothing short of cinematic. But now, that fairy tale rise has taken a dark twist. What started as confidence, swagger, and highlight plays has turned into headlines filled with words like dirty, reckless, and villain. In just a matter of weeks, fans who once celebrated Reese's every move are flooding timelines with criticism. Media outlets are tearing into her, clips are going viral of questionable plays, and rival players aren't holding back anymore. Some say Angel is simply a competitor who refuses to back down. Others, they claim she's crossed the line, putting her opponent's safety and her own reputation in danger. And here's the craziest part, it's not just random trolls online. Verified reporters, former athletes, and even her own supporters are starting to wonder. Has Angel Reese officially gone from fan favorite to public enemy number one? We're diving deep into the rise, the backlash, and the firestorm surrounding Angel Reese right now. Buckle up because this story proves just how fast a hero can become a villain in the brutal world of professional sports. Angel Reese didn't just enter the WNBA, she exploded onto the scene. From her LSU championship run, the viral "you can't see me" moment against Caitlin Clark, and the media circus that followed, Reese was never just another rookie. She was a brand, a headline, and for many, the new face of women's basketball. Nicknamed the Bayou Barbie, she blended style, confidence, and dominance on the court in a way the league hadn't seen before. But with that spotlight came pressure. From the second she was drafted by the Chicago Sky, expectations skyrocketed. She wasn't just supposed to play, she was supposed to lead. Every move was dissected, every mistake amplified, and every emotional reaction turned into a trending topic. At first, it worked in her favor. Reese's hustle, rebounding, and energy made her a fan favorite. Clips of her grit went viral, endorsements poured in, and her name was constantly trending. But somewhere along the way, that energy flipped. The very confidence fans once loved began to look like arrogance. The physical style of play people praised started being labeled dirty. It's a classic story in sports. The higher you rise, the harder they want to see you fall. For Angel Reese, that fall may have started with one collision, one viral clip, and one wave of criticism too big to ignore. Now the question isn't how good she is, it's whether she can survive the narrative storm that's painting her as the WNBA's newest villain. The real turning point came in what should have been just another regular season matchup. Angel Reese was locked in, dribbling, trying to create space, and then, bang! A collision with one of the league's toughest defenders left her opponent swollen, staggering, and social media buzzing. Clips of the headbutt spread like wildfire. Some slowed the footage down frame by frame, insisting it was intentional. Others argued it was just a tough play gone wrong, but perception moves faster than truth, and the narrative was already shifting. Suddenly, the girl once celebrated for her grit was being called reckless. Memes compared her to a WWE wrestler. Comment sections filled with fans saying she was bad for the league. And here's where the first twist hit. Reese actually had one of her best stat lines that night. A double-double, efficiency, hustle plays. She did everything her team needed, but none of that mattered. The highlight wasn't her performance, it was the injury, the swollen face of her opponent, and the heated debates about her dirty style of play. This is where the villain arc truly began. Sports networks replayed the incident non-stop. Pundits started questioning if Reese could control her emotions. Even former players chimed in, with some defending her while others warned that her reputation was spiraling fast. For Reese, the frustration was clear. How could a single collision erase months of hard work? But that's the danger of being polarizing. People don't just watch you play, they wait for you to slip. And the moment she did, the storm was ready. The irony, the very toughness that made Reese a star at LSU, the fire, the swagger, the refusal to back down was now being turned against her. What once made her a hero was now making her a villain, and just as it seemed, things couldn't get worse. The next reveal was waiting, one that would drag the league, the media, and Reese herself into an even bigger controversy. What happened next turned a controversial moment into a full-blown storm. The league released its official game report the very next day, and while they didn't fine Angel Reese or suspend her, the language they used only fueled the fire. Phrases like unnecessary, contact, and reckless play started trending on social media. Suddenly, the debate wasn't just about a single headbutt, it was about Reese's identity as a player. Then came the shocking reveal. leaked locker room chatter suggesting that some teammates and even opposing players felt Reese was becoming too aggressive. Whether those leaks were true or exaggerated didn't matter. Once they hit Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, the narrative was set in stone. People were calling Reese the Dennis Rodman of the WNBA, not as a compliment, but as a warning. Within days, highlight reels of every hard foul, every stare down, every heated moment involving Reese resurfaced online. Clips from her LSU days, old rivalries, and even interviews where she spoke confidently about being unapologetically herself, were stitched together to paint her as a villain the league created but could no longer control. And while all this chaos unfolded, her performance on the court was still strong. She was grabbing rebounds, making shots, hustling on defense, but none of that was getting airtime. Sports shows ran the headbutt clip on repeat. Analysts asked whether she was bad for the WNBA, and fans argued nonstop in the comments. The escalation reached its peak when even celebrities began chiming in. Some defended Reese, praising her toughness and comparing her to legends who also had to battle against negative media narratives. Others mocked her, turning her swollen opponent's face into memes and saying Reese should join WWE instead. The shocking truth became impossible to ignore. Angel Reese wasn't just playing basketball anymore. She was at the center of a cultural war inside the WNBA, hero to some, villain to others, and a lightning rod for the entire league. But what happened next would take things even further, because the backlash wasn't just online anymore, it was starting to show up inside the locker rooms, press conferences, and boardrooms of the WNBA itself. The moment the footage went viral, the public reaction split the basketball world right down the middle. On one side, fans were furious. Comment sections filled with people accusing Angel Reese of being reckless, dirty, even dangerous. Some went as far as saying she almost ended someone's career. Memes comparing her to wrestlers, UFC fighters, and even cartoon villains started circulating. The phrase Reese the Menace began trending on X-Twitter. For casual fans, this was no longer just about basketball, it was about her character. But the other side, they were just as loud, if not louder. Loyal supporters defended Reese with everything they had, calling her a warrior who played with the same edge as NBA legends. They reminded critics that basketball is a physical sport, and that she was being unfairly targeted because of her confidence, her personality, and her rise to stardom. They loved Dennis Rodman, but they hate Angel Reese for the same fire, one fan wrote. The tweet hit over 1 million views. Then came the media storm. ESPN, Bleacher Report, and FS1 all ran endless debates. Some analysts said Reese was great for the league because she was attracting attention the WNBA hadn't seen in years. Others called her a liability, claiming sponsors might hesitate to associate with her if she kept getting labeled as dirty. The split was so sharp, it felt like every outlet was either building her up as the WNBA's most important star, or tearing her down as its biggest problem. Inside the league, things were just as tense. Rumors swirled that coaches were quietly warning their rookies to watch themselves around Reese. A few unnamed executives even told reporters that while Reese was talented, the WNBA doesn't need villains right now, it needs role models. That single quote spread like wildfire, framing Reese as the league's most polarizing player. And yet, in the middle of all this chaos, something unexpected started happening. Ticket sales went up. Fans were tuning into Chicago Sky games just to see what Reese would do next. The boos in rival arenas grew louder, but so did the cheers. At home, whether they loved her or hated her, people couldn't look away. The industry realized what was happening. Reese wasn't just a player anymore, she was box office. And in today's world, controversy sells. Still, behind the scenes, the question lingered. Could she handle the pressure of being both the WNBA's most beloved star and its most hated villain at the same time? That answer would come in the form of a shocking turning point, one that would flip the narrative completely. Just when it seemed like the drama around Angel Reese couldn't get any bigger, the story took a jaw-dropping twist during a heated matchup against a top WNBA contender. Reese once again found herself at the center of chaos. Late in the fourth quarter, cameras caught her exchanging words with an opposing player after a hard foul. What looked like normal trash talk quickly escalated, the two had to be separated, and the clip instantly went viral. But here's the catch. Slow-motion replays showed something shocking. It wasn't just trash talk. Reese appeared to mouth words that fans claimed were direct insults. Within hours, lip readers, YouTubers, and even sports podcasters were breaking down frame-by-footage. Headlines exploded. Did Angel Reese just cross the line on national TV? Sponsors started asking questions. A leaked report suggested that one major brand was considering pausing their partnership until the league completed its review. Meanwhile, social media went nuclear. Some fans called it proof that Reese was deliberately trying to play the villain role. Others accused the media of twisting her words just to create more controversy. Then came the real shocker. The league itself announced it was opening an investigation. For the first time, Reese wasn't just fighting narratives online, she was under the microscope of the WNBA front office. The possibility of a fine, suspension, or even a loss of endorsements suddenly loomed over her future. And yet, instead of backing down, Reese doubled down. In her post-game interview, she smirked and said, "If they want me to be the villain, I'll be the best villain they've ever seen." That single line set the internet on fire. Clips of the quote were replayed on ESPN, FS1, TikTok, and everywhere in between. It was the moment that turned the controversy into something bigger, an ongoing saga. Was Angel Reese sabotaging her own career? Or was she rewriting the rules of what it means to be a WNBA star? The cliffhanger was clear. Either this investigation would bring her down for good, or it would launch her into an unstoppable cultural icon. The basketball world waited for the verdict. And no one could predict what would happen next. The Angel Reese saga isn't just about one player, it's about how much power athletes really have in shaping the game, the culture, and even the business behind sports. Right now, Reese stands at a crossroads. She can either silence the critics by proving herself on the court, or lean fully into the villain role that's being crafted around her. But here's where you come in. This story is far from over. And the next chapter will be written by the fans, the media, and the league itself. Will Angel Reese be remembered as the WNBA's disruptor, the one who broke the mold and forced people to pay attention? Or will she go down as another what-if, a superstar who let controversy overshadow her potential? We've seen how quickly narratives can change in sports. Just one game, one interview, or one viral clip can flip the script entirely. And that's exactly why you can't look away now. The investigation is still ongoing, sponsors are still watching, and Reese herself has made it clear that she's not backing down. So here's the question. What do you think? Was Angel Reese unfairly targeted by the media? Did the fans push the villain narrative too far? Or did Reese herself choose this path, and now she has to live with it? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this conversation is bigger than basketball. It's about image, influence, and the future of women's sports. And don't forget, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and turn on notifications because the next update on this story could break at any moment. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.